How's it going, guys? T&D coming back at you. We're a few weeks into the new season now, which means there's a good chance you've crafted yourself some shiny new weapons. And while the new crafting system introduced in the Witch Queen has no doubt lessened the grind required to get you those 5 out of 5 god roll weapons, oftentimes the joy of crafting said weapons is immediately followed by the disappointment of seeing how many levels you need to arbitrarily grind in order to get the perks you're looking for. Sometimes even going as far as needing 16 or 17 weapon levels if you're shooting for those spicy enhanced perks. And arbitrary really is the right word for this progress, because just like exotic catalyst leveling, crafted weapons are not weighted by the difficulty of the activity you're running nor the quality of enemy you've defeated. An overload champion and a grandmaster nightfall will reward you the same amount of weapon progress as the loneliest thrall chilling in the cosmodrome waiting for some blueberry to shoot him 3 times in the ankle with their newly acquired Kvastov. Because of the way this works, players have long sought out encounters where they can farm easy red bar enemy kills as fast as humanly possible. Before Witch Queen, the throwaway checkpoint and Shattered Throne dungeon was the gold standard. However, that method was removed from the game about a year ago. Nowadays, you can farm the beginning area of Grasp of Avarice, or even the Golgoroth cave encounter for the Kingsfall raid if you're a free-to-play player, but at the moment, nothing gives you more bang for your buck than farming Shuro Chi, the second encounter of the last Wish raid. And let me tell you right now, most players do this wrong. With my setup, you can get any weapon from level 1 to level 16 in about 40 minutes tops. Let's jump right into it. First up, let's go over how to get into the encounter itself. If you've seen my previous videos, you will know that Luckstruck 9 has checkpoints available at most times for players to join up on, and Shuro Chi is usually available on that list as well. If you want to see which CPs are currently active, I do have that list synced in my Discord server, link in the description below. If not, well, you gotta go the long way, I'm afraid. For the sake of this farm, you'll need to be on a hunter. I don't care if you never touch that character, Bungie gives us 3 character slots, and guess what? It ain't so you can make 3 warlocks with slightly different colored dresses on. Now that we're on our hunter, you're gonna load up the raid itself, make your way towards the Kali encounter, but instead of going to the boss room on the right, keep going straight and jump around this edge here. Follow the grass around this little tunnel area, and then one more big jump will take you to the wish wall. Jump on the plate and then get off. Now you're going to input the code shown on screen. Highly recommend using high rate of fire weapons for this progress, as it can be a bit tedious. Also, like, come on, most of these symbols are birds, and birds are the last in the rotation. So yeah, don't mess this up or it's going to take you forever. Once you're done, step on the plate, which will wipe you, and there you go. Now you have a Shuro Chi checkpoint, a very valuable commodity in the game to have in your back pocket. Now before you plant that rally flag, it's time to make ourselves a build, and yes, we will be putting together a full build to make this as efficient as possible. I highly recommend saving this as a dim loadout when, I don't know, whenever dim is actually online, that is. I'm writing this script just as they announced dim is going to be down for basically the entire weekend, and listen, I'm upset. Let me know if you'd watch a video of me complaining about how integral dim is to the game and how that's probably not great. Anyway, back on topic. Starting out with our subclass, we want Deadfall Tether for our super. This is one of the core pieces that make this farm so efficient, as every affected enemy kill will award weapon kills, including enemies killed by the subsequent void explosions from your tether. Shooting this guy into a group of trash ads makes cleanup easy as cake. Next up is going to be Suppressor Grenade as well as Stylish Executioner. Every time you kill an enemy affected by your tether or your grenade, you'll also go invisible, allowing for easier movement as well as survivability. We get ourselves 3 sides with this meal. First up is Echo of Starvation. Devour is a super overpowered ability, and we're going to be producing a ton of orbs here. Next up is Echo of Persistence to increase our invis and devour timers. Finally, Echo of Domineering to help with mobility after suppressing a target, i.e. whenever we hit some dudes with our grenade or tether. Next up is Armor Mod time. First, you're going to want a helmet in the elemental affinity of the weapon you're using. Since I'm using my newly crafted Ikelos SMG for this run, side note, farming guide linked in the description below if you want one for yourself, I'll be using the Arc Siphon mod to create orbs on weapon multi-kills. Spoiler, this mixed with your tether will result in many orbs generated. Next up, you want a Reloader mod on your arms and a Concussive Dampener on your chest piece. Onto our exotic legs, the Orpheus Rig. Like all other exotics that reward super energy, this will basically give us half of our super back every time we pop our arrow, given the pure density of the enemies involved. Feel free to also put on some mods that proc when you collect an Orb of Power. Finally, a little treat in the artifact in Season 19 is the perk Solo Operative, which gives a 10% base damage increase while alone in a fire team. If you're watching this video in a future season, my apologies. Also, let me know if Elon sold Twitter yet. I got money on the March 2023 over-under. Now that you're all set, let's get into how you're going to actually rattle off these runs. Rally up and run directly into the boss room past the enemies. Wait a second and then pop your tether in roughly the area where the second set of ads spawn in. Once the thralls start to turn blue, it's time to light those dudes up. You are going to be shredding them, causing that second set of dudes to spawn in pretty quickly. This next wave will include some annoying Taken Knights as well as the Eye of Riven, who is particularly annoying. Feel free to just kill that guy with your heavy if you want to avoid a headache. Remember to let these enemies get tethered first, then kill them. Around the 3rd start a fourth wave, you should have enough orbs collected to get your second tether. Pop that directly in front of where Shuro Chi is, allowing enemies to pass through it. Rinse and repeat until the waves stop spawning in, and quickly kill yourself by standing on the plates. A good run will net you 80 to 100 kills, resulting in roughly 40% weapon progress. That's 2 levels every 5 runs. Not bad. I will say, the more you do these runs, the more of a rhythm you're going to get into. I'm someone who used to camp at the front door and let enemies funnel through thinking that was the best way, but that strategy is absolute snail's pace compared to the farming method I have in this video. Just put on your favorite YouTuber, kick back, and turn your brain off for a bit. After 30 to 40 minutes of mindless farming, you got yourself a god roll crafted weapon. Congratulations. Now you get to go do it all again for the next one. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Let me know if there's any other optimizations you like to use to make this go even faster, or hell, maybe you don't use Shuro Chi at all. Make sure to subscribe to my channel to catch all of my latest Destiny 2 content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy hunting, Guardians.